Now, complementary therapies such as acupuncture and spinal manipulation could soon be available on the NHS. The National Institute for Clinical Excellence has made the recommendations, which it's estimated would cost around £1.4 billion a year. Now, they say there's evidence to suggest that these therapies do help and will be cost-effective if doctors cut back on steroid injections, MRI scans and some X-rays. However, critics, including a spokesman from Bowel Cancer UK, have raised concerns about the decision to fund complementary therapies like acupuncture at the expense of mainstream drugs. So what do we think? Should complementary therapies be available on the NHS?
Yes, I mean, there's always going to be a fight. I mean, I know this from Alzheimer's, to keep drugs and to, of course, but as Carol will probably tell us in a minute, you know, what they do with the money on the NHS often is, you know, I think they could do better with spreading it around. But I do think complementary medicine will save the NHS. So, you know, for whatever...
Why do you think it will save?
I do think acupuncture... I mean, I had a bad back, and I went and had acupuncture, I went and had physiotherapy, and I tried everything a lot, rather than... I'd rather do that as well as just knock a drug back or take a pill. I'd rather try and do it naturally if possible, and I think they are, you know, over the years it's good that that people are getting much more aware of them.
But what do you think of the argument that, you know, some people are raising, that you're taking money away from, say, more mainstream medicines? I mean, you touched on Alzheimer's, of course.
But I mean, the money you're saving, if somebody's got, you know, if a smoker, for instance, it costs the NHS whatever they cost them, they might save some of that money by giving them acupuncture for not smoking.
But it doesn't always work. The thing with the NHS, though, is no, it shouldn't be at the expense of anything. You know, record amounts of money have been pumped into the NHS. I mean, huge amounts of money. Like, who knows where it all goes? But we all know that a hell of a lot of it goes on pen pushers, managers, and people telling other people what to do all the time, and not, you know, the staff at the basic level that we need, you know, to administer care and things like that. And also, look at the money that's been wasted on that ridiculous computer system that still doesn't work. That's somewhere in the region of like £15 billion.
Moving aside from management, Carol, and sticking straight to the difference between the cost of, say, more mainstream medicines as opposed to complementary alternative medicines. What do you think about that argument, that you may be taking out of one pot to put in another?
Well, no, but that's what I just said. You shouldn't have to. You should find money from somewhere in order not to be able to take it off something. You know, whatever works, works. If it works for you, then that's great. You know, and I can't sort of sit here and judge NHS policy. I just know there's a hell of a lot of money wasted, and it shouldn't be at the expense of other treatments. And I've had acupuncture as well. I mean, not for anything in particular. I mean, there is no scientific evidence that it actually works. Not for everybody anyway, although a lot of people will tell you, you know, there's testimonials all over the place of people who say, oh, it worked miracles for me, but a lot of people go, oh, it did nothing. But I don't know what it is about acupuncture. I had it for a bit, and not for anything in particular. I wasn't treating anything. There was no real reason for me to have it, but I don't know why. I just really liked having needles stuck in me. No, seriously, and I'm gonna carry on with it. But I take seriously, it did. It's a really nice
Chinese
feeling.
medicine is
it goes back thousands of years, and there has to be something in it for that reason. And also, I mean, it did sort of little things I noticed. I was sleeping better, and you know, I was a bit calmer, and you know.
When was this? I didn't notice this.
I did. I remember.
Yeah. Thanks, Jane.
But it's just like Carol said. Whatever works for you, I think. And if you've ever suffered from a bad back, I had an ex who really suffered badly with, and he went to everything. He went to doctors. They were going to operate on him, and it was going to be a disc operation. It was going to be this. It was going to be that. Chiropractors cracking it. But as soon as he went to acupuncture, that's the thing that made him feel better. And I think it's whatever makes you feel better, bring it on. You know, so whether it works or not, because
they've done tests with it as well, with people who have just had, you know, to see if it does work. Some people just had like matches poked into them, not into them, but you know, like pretending that it was acupuncture. And apparently, in those tests, those people felt the same kind of effect. So, you know, a lot of people say it does have, I don't know, what is it, a placebo effect, or psychologically people think, you think if something's doing you good, it does you good. You know, so who knows, you know, maybe they shouldn't, you know, give it away on the NHS, but like you said, there are people who...
If it makes you feel better,
exactly,
it's fine, and then you won't be going for all them drugs again, will you? Which is, once again, saving money.
And also, they're in a bit of a no-win situation as well, because they're being criticised for, maybe not thinking outside the box and, only sticking rigidly with mainstream medicines. Now they're maybe looking towards, I mean, complementary is the main term here. It works alongside mainstream medicine. Anything that helps.
That don't work, that won't be cured without, with drugs.
Sure.
That, a lot of people even now can't get. Maybe because of where they live, and these are sort of drugs that are available in Wales and Scotland, but not in England. There's a hideous two-tier system already, and it shouldn't be. It's either got to be an NHS for all or nothing. Something has to be done about that. Well, stop wasting money.
If needles make you feel that good, I think I'm going to book myself in.
Go on, have a go.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Yeah, I think I might.
Yeah. It feels all nice and warm.
Does it?
Yeah.
Watch this space.
We'll be